Yesterday's stream was way fucking darker than I was expecting it to be. I had to say, the thing about Xanderhal is regularly when I watch something of his on stream, which is the only time I watch something of his, he ends up breaking the record for the worst thing I've ever heard him say. But, like, I didn't think that I could think less of that motherfucker than I already did. But the argument that, that Biden, the guy he stands, has only killed tens of thousands of people, but Trump is gonna kill millions. That is like Eichmann material. That is like if you read Eichmann on trial in Jerusalem, that is the sort of shit. That is the sort of thinking. The minute you're actually in a point where you're thinking, oh, well, we could choose between the guy who wants to exterminate everybody faster or the guy who wants to do it a little bit slower, and that's like your fucking that's the choice you're making. You need to just stop, because that's Nazi shit, and if that is the choice you're in front of, you need to find some other options, because that's fucked up. Like, the Democrats are the ones handing this to him. They would do, like, there's so many people more that they could put in there more popular than fucking Biden. They have refused to do that because the reason those people are more popular, is because they want to actually do things differently, or at the very least, they credibly pretend to want to do things differently.
Because they hate Biden so much, and a lot of them
I wonder
just hate
why.
him because he's old. And
You really think that's it? Like, not the genocide? Yeah, you're not talking about the general public. We're talking, although the general public is not happy with the genocide. Not happy with Butcher Biden there. But, man, hey, like, this is what you're going with.
and because they think he's doing a genocide that would end if anyone other than him were president.
Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that. But the idea, the people who actually, people are saying, they're putting pressure on him in one of various ways that you can think of doing. And that is to say, if you want my vote, if you actually want re-election, you need to stop genociding Gaza. That's it. It's called, it's not a great method. It clearly isn't working. Clearly more needs to happen than that, because all Biden has done in response to all that is to pretend is to, like, have these stories planted in the press where it's like, called Netanyahu a bad name. I hear he's taken back his friendship bracelet from Netanyahu. Clearly, Biden is running out of patience. Meanwhile, he, like, bypasses Congress to send huge amounts of weapons, without which this genocide would be impossible.
And they will say to your face, there is no lesser genocide. They will say to
Yeah, there is no lesser genocide, actually.
your face, it is equally bad if Trump is elected and millions die.
Millions dying is very much on the cards right now. 80% of the people in the world facing catastrophic hunger are right in Gaza. That's a tiny number of people out of the, like, millions and millions of people who are dealing with hunger. People, if this goes on, they don't need to drop any more bombs. They don't need to fire any more bullets. They can wait, and people will just be dropping dead. Like, fucking UN investigations are saying, even if this thing ends, like, 50,000 more people are going to die just from the starvation, just from not being able to get food and medicine and water. Like, on top of what's the people who've already been murdered. Like, so, yeah.
And if Biden's elected and only thousands die.
What is your fucking evidence? It's already tens of thousands right now. Like, what is this shit? Where's his evidence that Biden is... Biden has shown no sign of stopping this.
They will say that is equally bad and you should take
No, they will say that that is not a plausible scenario because Biden has not shown any sign that there is any red line in this. Like, I mean, at this point, he has not drawn the line at over 30,000 motherfuckers dead. And you're gonna act like it's just around the corner that he's gonna say, that's too much. Like, what's your fucking evidence?
take no action to go with the less deaths scenario whatsoever. These are people whose answer to the trolley problem is do nothing.
No, the answer to the trolley problem is get a bunch of people together and push that motherfucker off of the rails to save everybody.
And let whoever was going to die.
No, I mean, whereas your solution to the trolley problem, Xanderhal, is to pretend that there is that if you throw the switch your way, the running over the people is going to be less deadly.
Just don't participate. Absolutely astonishing to me. And
because you don't understand shit, which is why it's kind of weird that you think that you should be telling people about politics.
The Republicans are absolutely cheering about this because they're doing everything in their power to make sure that Biden continues to have dropping approval ratings no matter how good of a job that he does. It's
like, do you think Biden has nothing to do? Like, do you think that most people are taking their cues from fucking Republicans on this? Because, like, could it possibly be that people are just looking at what Biden is doing and they don't like it? This is so pathetic.
Astonishing. It's like that meme where you realize that like what the average American voter believes politically, and it makes you want to blow your brains out. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the fact that most people would like to have had a public healthcare system all the way back in the 90s? You mean the fact that most people want to see an end to the genocide and it's like 80% when it's people who vote for Democrats? You mean that most people think the minimum wage is way too low? Yeah, I mean, it's terrible. The things that people think. They just so out there. Why can't 80% of the population get on side with genocide plutocracy Biden?
You know, like the